The title of this video is not clickbait. Over the past couple weeks, I have had some genuinely horrible financial advice making its way into my feed. If you follow all of the advice in the videos that we're about to watch, I promise you the amount of money that you can lose is truly limitless. I'm really excited for our first video here. Nothing's better than online real estate advice from a dude that just looks like another everyday average American. Just your average Joe here to help us get a few extra dollars on the side. Really start up that side hustle. Let's get into it.
How to buy another property if you can't currently afford one. There is a program called a home equity line.
Whoa, being able to buy a house for less than it's worth? That is genius. I'm so intrigued by... No, I'm not. How did you forget about 2008 already? You know, the massive housing financial crisis that was literally caused because people were buying a lot of houses for less than they were worth. My friend, you need to spend a little less time buying houses and a little more time just doing something casual. Maybe watch a movie, perhaps. I don't know, The Wolf of Wall Street, The Big Short, any of the other dozen movies about the 2008 recession that tell you exactly why this is such a bad idea. I'm not even watching the rest. No, I am going to watch the rest.
Line of credit, otherwise known as a HELOC. A HELOC can actually take the equity you already have in your home and you can use that by buying another property. For
wow,
example,
see, it's so easy. They make it sound so easy. Like you just really dumb the process down and conveniently forget about, I don't know, finding tenants for your house, making sure they don't leave, assuming you're never going to have to, fix anything over there or hire somebody else to fix stuff for them that's going to be an additional cost to you. Like these finance people on TikTok, they just treat houses like we're all living in The Sims, and you're just gonna have these little people that walk around in circles and go wow and never do anything bad to the house. I lived in a house with 12 dudes for 2 years. Do you know what we did to that place? Clearly Dylan Kelly 843 does not know what people can do to a house. I might have been a little too harsh there. I apologize. Like I said earlier, a little tired today. We're gonna give you another shot, Dylan.
3 steps to capitalize on this year's recession. Number 1, stockpile cash. Cash is king, and the more cash you have, the more opportunities will be available to you. Number 2.
Dude, what? No, cash is not king right now. You literally justified cash being king by saying cash is what gives you opportunities. Yes, opportunities to get more money by not keeping all your money in cash. Now, don't get me wrong, I am not a financial advisor, and I am by no means saying that having an emergency fund or keeping some money in cash is a bad idea, because it is an excellent idea. But saying that you should just liquidate all of your money into cash when the S&P 500 is up 18% in the last year is absolutely ludicrous. Like the money that you're not going to be using regularly and then that little bit extra in case of an emergency, dude, just throw it in an account and it's going to be worth like 1.2 times as much. Dylan, you got 2 more tips here. Let's get it the frick together, man.
Number 2, going with an investment strategy. See, far too often people diversify too much and end up losing money. And number 3,
diversify too much? Dylan, I'm ready to check your profile and just see some random ass meme coin or pump and dump that you're trying to sell us on and telling us we should put everything into it because, oh, dude, don't diversify too much. You know that age-old saying about not putting your eggs all in one basket? Yeah, Dylan's here to save us from that awful advice and let us know that that is probably the worst thing that we could ever do.
Going with a logical mind rather than an emotional mind. The emotional end up panicking, while the logical, they end up capitalizing and they take advantage on all the deals that'll be available.
Credit where credit's due, Dylan? Good idea on the last point. I will say I was quite worried that it was going to turn into some tangent on the importance of having diamond hands and then telling us all to never set stop losses because, oh yeah, you're not going to lose money on the stock market until you actually sell the stock, so just hold it forever. Because never in the history of the world has a company gone to zero. All right, now for something a little more timely, we're going to get some tax advice. Tax season's on the way.
What's the top things that people won't even have a clue that they can write off?
Did you know you can write off your birthday? If you have a birthday coming up, instead of just throwing a party, you can host a mastermind. You call all your business partner homies. Y'all spend the first couple hours of the party talking about business strategy, social media.
Yeah, because every time I have a birthday party, the first thing I want to do is sit around with my friends and family and talk about business. I'm so happy to be with you guys, celebrating another trip around the sun. But yo, business to business sales this year. How we feeling? Shut the frick up.
media strategy. At this age, my friends be my business partners anyway. We gotta be breaking bread. But now you're able to write off the venue, the Airbnb that you hosted your birthday at. You're able to write off the food you get catered. You're able to write off some of the drinks, and you're able to write off all the expenses related to throwing that party. Now we're focused on how to turn our personal birthday into a 100% tax deductible business mastermind.
See, business write-offs in general are a bit of a gray area, but what he's doing here is a good example of what you definitely cannot do. And he just admitted everything for the entire world to see. If the IRS just so happens to look into this guy now, they have all the proof that they need to say that he's doing some sort of tax evasion. You also just can't write off a business expense if you don't have a business. So this tip just does not apply to like the 90% of people that just don't have their own business. In addition to this being not practical and borderline illegal, it also just doesn't sound fun. Like this is the epitome of removing any sort of work-life balance. I think we can actually take this one step further and turn a lot of different events into tax deductible events. You know your grandmother's funeral? Well, let me tell you guys how you can turn your grandmother's funeral into a 100% tax deductible event. To ensure that it's not too much of a personal event, make sure that the first two speakers have no relation to your grandmother. Instead, they should be giving a speech strictly related to how to better your business. Then, when everyone goes up to pay their respects at the casket, make sure they drop their phone number, LinkedIn, and their best piece of business-to-business sales advice. You'll thank me later. And don't even get me started on weddings, because why say I do when you could instead say I saved? Go again.
Times are getting extremely tough, with spending at an all-time high, interest rates at an all-time high, and debt at an all-time high. You need to find a vehicle that has unlimited earning potential. Well, I'm here to tell you, here at Insurance Elevated, we do have that.
I'm a little worried from the get-go here. If I want to get started in the insurance business, do I have to like pay for somebody to stand to the side of me and awkwardly nod repeatedly? Or will you guys be providing that? I don't know a lot about the insurance industry, so before I harp too much about startup costs, I'll just give you the rest of the video to explain.
Paid bonuses, we get paid upfront commission, we get to build a team, and we show you exactly how to develop a book of business that's going to pay you for years on end. Now, just to prove to you, I have Jarrell here. Jarrell, how old are you?
19 years old.
Oh, genius. You don't have to pay them as much to stand there and nod when they likely don't have a college degree yet, seeing as they're only 19.
19 years old. How long you been here?
About 2.5 months.
And how much money have you made in the last 2 months?
$20K each month, so just around $40K.
Around $40,000, 19 years old, meaning anybody can do this. Because here,
No. See, this is just a classic pyramid scheme. We have checked all the boxes already. Massive and likely very exaggerated earnings potential, highlighting that anybody can do it. All you need is a little bit of help from us. We'll get you started. Bonus points for targeting it at young people who probably don't know any better yet. I'm not watching the rest of this one, but I can almost promise you he's going to go into some ploy on how you can get started super easily, and they're just going to take a little bit off the top every time. And if you get really good, then you can get people to work under you. All right, I'm tired and I feel like being kind of a dick, so we're going back to Dylan.
Just made an 84% cash on cash return on my money. I own a 6-bedroom home, and there was room
Probably
for
own a
an
lot of
extra
6-bedroom
room.
homes,
I
huh?
put $10,000 down to actually build out that room. Now I rent that room for
I just have
$700
$10,000
every
laying
single
around.
month. So in the course of a year, it's $8,400.
Okay, this one's like kind of valid because yes, you can lease it and get probably more than the down payment, but he's just totally glossing over the fact that you're just leasing one room in your 6-bedroom house out to a complete stranger. Yes, you're making money, but at what cost? I feel like so many of these people in general just get so caught up in making the money that they're willing to put any sort of inconvenience on themselves in order to get more. Like, how much is $8,400 a year really worth to you? Like, Dylan, if you're not really worried about the inconvenience, you want to make some real money, man? You're not a bad looking dude. You ever thought about selling your body on the dark web? Now, Dylan, I'm not saying it's gonna be fun, but I'm talking upwards of 10 grand per hole per month. Yeah, there's a slight safety risk to that, and maybe you don't even know the people that you're gonna be meeting up with, but also you're willing to invite people into your own home for $8,400 a year. So hey, you seem like the type of guy who's willing to take a risk. And isn't that what finance is all about? All right, the last one here is a meme that my friend sent me. I really like this one. This one's not genuine financial advice. This one's obviously sarcastic, but I still think it's probably better financial advice than a lot of the stuff we've seen so far. The good old hammer and magnet strategy. You're just trying to hammer that put. You want that stock to go down. You hammer it from the top, and then the magnet pulls it at the bottom. I mean, the two of them together, like, you are not gonna lose. An advanced strategy too that's pretty beautiful is if you're trying to get a stock to go up, you just put the magnet on the top and you can hammer it from the bottom too. A little bit tougher to do, harder of an angle for you, but honestly an incredible opportunity. Anyways, everyone, that's all I got for you today. I'm Nilman. I'm about to get rich, and I will see you all next time.